How to choose the best web hosting services for developers in 2023? Choosing the best web hosting services of developer requires careful consideration of needs, and it also web hosting services are instrumental for web performances and maintenance, and for developers requires host the cater to dynamic website with many of the features the web industry is ever evolving, and the business need to keep up with the latest developments to succeed. Let's dive into the factor business and web developers need to consider when picking the web hosting services in 2020. Third, so you can go through what to look for a quality web hosting services for developers. As a developer, there are several key factors to consider when choosing a web hosting service. Here are some things to look in a quality web hosting service. Number one is server reliability. One of the most important factors to consider is the reliability of hosting provider services. A good hosting service should guarantee at least 99.9% uptime to ensure your website is available to visitors at all times. Second one is performance. Performance is another critical factor to consider, especially if you plan on a hosting via intensive application for websites. The hosting services should have adequate resources such as processing power, RAM, and storage to support your needs. Also, make sure hosting provides you fast and reliable hardware such as SSDs and high-speed processors to ensure optimal performance. Third is scalability. It is an important to choose a hosting service that can grow with your needs. As your website or application grows, you may need many resources such as additional services, space, bandwidth, and processing power. A good hosting provider should be able to accommodate your growth without causing any dynamic downtime or disruptions. Security is one of the web hosting service should be prioritized. Security and materials like it can go through with many of them. You can see here security. A good web hosting for the materials who can go through with provide features such as a SSL certificate, firewalls, and malware scanning to protect your websites and data from hackers and other threats. Technical support is an essential factor to consider when choosing a web hosting service. Make sure your hosting provides 24/7 support via phone, email, or chat. Additionally, look for hosting providers that offer documentation, tutorials, and forums to help you your troubleshoot issues. Third is pricing. Pricing is always a factor to consider, but it could be only deciding factor when you want to get a good deal. Remember that quality web deciding hosting services. So 6 top web hosting services for developers are: number 1 is DigitalOcean, number 2 is AWS, Amazon Web Services, number 3 SiteGround, number 4 Vultr, number 5 Hostinger, and number 6 Google Cloud. So what is the best for them? GitHub Pages, Nestify is a free web hosting, and Firebase hosting